Hold on. Don't scroll. Don't skip. Because what I'm about to say is not normal. Right now, in my hand, I am holding 5 Lincoln wheat pennies. 5. They all look old. They all look simple. They all look like something someone would toss back into circulation without thinking twice. But here's the truth. Out of these 5 pennies, I'm only exposing 3 special, most valuable, ultra-rare wheat pennies today. The other 2, I'm keeping those quiet for now. This is USA Coin Reveal, and what you're about to witness is real auction shock. These are not just old coins. These coins are hidden treasure coins. These coins equal hidden wealth. These coins are silent fortunes that people are accidentally spending every single day. Do not spend these coins. The first penny I exposed carries a current market value of $191,000. Yes, 1 penny worth $191,000. The second revealed penny stands at $183,000. And the third one, even with original dark aging and character, is valued at $170,000 in today's market. This is not fiction. This is serious money. Quiet wealth. Life-changing opportunity. Collectors are fighting for these coins behind closed auction doors. Secret collectors want these coins. Nobody talks about how often they still show up in circulation. If you have these coins, it means you're holding a fortune. These old coins is a big treasures. Some tiny detail makes these rare. These coins change everything. So listen carefully. If you are a serious coin collector and you have one of these exact wheat pennies in original condition, do not spend it. Do not clean it. Do not ignore it. Hurry up and contact me, because the market is hot, demand is rising, and supply is shrinking fast. Check your pocket now. Check your jar. Check your old collections. Because what looks like 1 cent might actually be a silent fortune waiting to be recognized. And trust me, what I'm holding back might be even bigger. Now let's talk about the first coin. And this one is dangerous to ignore. Coin 1, USA Lincoln Wheat Penny, 1920. Without mint mark, light brown rust layer on the front and back, 1 small original black mark on the reverse, almost fine condition, rare coin. This is not fiction. Imagine pulling a 1920 penny out of a dusty box and thinking it's just another old coin. That right there is how people lose serious money every day. The 1920 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark looks ordinary. It feels ordinary, but it is not ordinary. It is a hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. And most people are blind to it. 1920 was not just another year. America was stepping out of World War I. The economy was shifting. Industries were expanding fast, but inflation pressure was building. The country was entering the roaring 20s, but behind the excitement, there was financial tension. Coins from that period were heavily circulated because people needed every cent. They were not saving pennies. They were using them. That means survival in almost fine original condition today is extremely rare. This penny carries the classic Lincoln wheat design. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's strong profile faces right. That image represents leadership, resilience, and survival. On the back, the 2 wheat stalks wrap around the words 1 cent and United States of America. Those wheat lines are not just decoration. Collectors stare at those lines. Sharp wheat lines means stronger detail. Stronger detail means serious money. This coin has no mint mark, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Back then, Philadelphia did not use a mint mark. That missing letter under the date is not a mistake. It's history. And sometimes, no mint mark becomes the most important detail of all. This detail changes everything. Now let's talk about how this coin feels in your hand. It weighs 3.11 grams. Solid. Real. Not light, not weak. The diameter is 19 millimeters across. The thickness sits around 1.52 millimeters. Small, tight, powerful. The composition is 95% copper with a small percentage of tin and zinc. That high copper content gives it that rich brown tone over time. That light brown rust layer you see on both sides is natural aging. That is not damage. That is time speaking. And that one small original black mark on the reverse, most people would think it ruins the coin. Collectors think the opposite. If it is original and untouched, it proves authenticity. It proves the coin has not been cleaned, polished, or messed with. Cleaning destroys value. I repeat, never clean this coin. Do not wipe it. Do not polish it. Do not try to make it shiny. Original toning matters. Once you clean it, the silent fortune disappears. Almost fine condition for a 1,920 penny is not common. Most were worn flat. Dates faded. Wheat lines gone. But when you can still see the details, when the date is bold, when Lincoln's cheek and jaw still show form, collectors pay attention. They get quiet. Then they start bidding aggressively. Real auction rooms go silent before the numbers explode upward. That's how serious this gets. Why is survival rare? Because these coins were working coins. They were used in grocery stores, train stations, factories. They were dropped, scratched, bent, lost. Very few sat untouched for decades. So when one surfaces with original brown surfaces and strong details, collectors grab it and hold it. They are not selling. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps rising. Today's market value for this 1,920 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, in almost fine condition with original light brown surfaces and that small black mark, is around $191,000. Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny. Worth serious money. This is hidden wealth. This is a silent fortune. This coin is a treasure. Collectors are fighting for it. This is life-changing opportunity money, and this is not fiction. Do not spend this coin. If you ever see a 1,920 penny, stop. Check the date. Check for a mint mark. Look at the color. Look at the wheat lines. Look for originality. If it looks old and untouched, you might be holding quiet wealth in your fingers. Professional grading is critical. Sending it to a trusted grading service protects it, authenticates it, and can unlock its full value. Raw coins get doubted. Graded coins get respected. That plastic holder could be the difference between average money and serious money. Be patient. The biggest mistake collectors make is rushing. Rushing to clean. Rushing to sell. Rushing to ignore. Patience is golden in this world. Demand is rising. Supply is shrinking. And coins like this are disappearing into private collections where they sit for decades. This 1,920 penny is proof that hidden treasures are still out there. People are spending them, dropping them, ignoring them, losing them every single day. And now you know better. But stay with me, because what comes next is even bigger. The next coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. If you thought this was serious money, the next reveal might completely change the way you look at every penny you touch. Coin number 2. Imagine reaching into a jar of old pennies and pulling out a 1,927 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark. You glance at it. You see that soft light brown surface. You think it's just another old cent. And without even realizing it, you could be seconds away from spending a silent fortune. I'm telling you right now, do not spend this coin. The 1927 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those hidden treasure coins that looks calm, simple, harmless, but underneath that beautiful light brown rust layer is serious money. This is quiet wealth. This is the kind of coin secret collectors hunt in silence. And people are accidentally losing it every single day. Let's go back to 1927. America was deep into the roaring 20s. The stock market was climbing. Cities were expanding. Jazz was everywhere. But beneath that excitement, economic imbalance was building. Production was high. Circulation was heavy. Pennies were not being saved. They were being used hard. They were passed from hand to hand in factories, gas stations, corner markets. That means most 1,927 pennies were worn down fast. Surviving in almost fine condition today with original surfaces, that's rare. Very rare. This coin carries the iconic Lincoln design. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's profile stands strong and steady. His jawline, his hair detail, the bold date 1927, collectors obsess over how sharp those features remain. On the back, those two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent. The wheat lines matter. Sharp wheat lines mean stronger preservation. And stronger preservation means stronger bidding. No mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. Back then, Philadelphia didn't stamp a mint mark on cents. That empty space under the date is not a mistake, it's history. And sometimes that missing mint mark becomes the key detail collectors focus on. This detail changes everything. Now hold this coin in your mind. It weighs 3.11 grams. Solid copper power. The diameter measures 19 millimeters across. Thickness sits around 1.52 millimeters. Small, yes. But don't confuse size with value. This coin is made of 95% copper with tin and zinc blended in. That high copper content gives it that warm light brown tone over time. That natural rust layer on the front and back, that's originality. That's authenticity. That's what collectors want. The beautiful light brown surface tells a story. It says this coin aged naturally. It wasn't polished. It wasn't scrubbed. It wasn't ruined by someone trying to make it shiny. Cleaning destroys value. I'm warning you clearly, never clean this coin. Not with water, not with cloth, not with chemicals. Once you remove original toning, you erase serious money. Almost fine condition from 1927 is not common. Most of these coins lost their sharpness decades ago. Dates faded. Wheat lines flattened. Lincoln's face worn smooth. But when you find one where the date is still strong, where Lincoln's features are visible, where the wheat stalks still show structure, collectors get quiet. Then they get aggressive. Auction rooms go silent. Then the numbers jump. Why is survival rare? Because these were workhorse coins. They were used daily in a booming economy. Few were set aside carefully. And over nearly a century, most were damaged, cleaned, bent, or lost. That shrinking supply is exactly why demand keeps rising. And demand is real. Collectors are not playing games with coins like this. They hold them. They store them. They grade them professionally. They wait. Because they know something the average person doesn't. These coins are hidden wealth. Today's market value for a 1927 Lincoln Wheat penny without mint mark, in almost fine condition, with that beautiful light brown original surface, sits around $183,000. This is not fiction. This is real auction-level money. 1 cent turned into serious money. A silent fortune, hiding in plain sight. This coin is a treasure, worth serious money. This changes everything. Do not spend this coin. I'm saying it again. Do not spend this coin. If you see 1,927 on a penny, stop. Check for a mint mark. Look at the color. Look at the wheat lines. Look at the surface. If it looks original and untouched, you could be holding life-changing wealth in your hand. Professional grading is critical. A certified holder protects it and proves authenticity. Raw coins get questioned. Graded coins get respected. And respect in this market turns into higher bids. Be patient. The biggest mistake is rushing to sell or trying to improve the look. Originality is king. Toning matters. Small marks that are natural are better than shiny damage from cleaning. Patience builds quiet wealth. Collectors are fighting for coins like this behind the scenes. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps climbing. And people are still spending these pennies every day without even looking at the date. This 1,927 penny proves that hidden treasure coins are still out there, sitting in jars, in old drawers, in inherited collections, waiting to be noticed. But don't relax yet. Stay with me, because the next coin on this list is even rarer, even more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. If you thought this was serious money, what comes next might completely blow your mind. Coin number 3. The 1,934 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of those coins people overlook every single day, and that is exactly why it is so dangerous. You see an old penny with a few small black rust spots, a darker tone, maybe a little worn, and you think it's nothing. That right there is how silent fortunes disappear. I'm telling you clearly, do not spend this coin. 1,934 was not just another year. America was deep in the Great Depression. Families were struggling. Jobs were scarce. Every cent mattered. Coins were not being saved for collections. They were being spent for survival. That pressure meant heavy circulation. Pennies were passed fast, handled rough, dropped, scraped, and worn down. Survival in almost old fine condition with original surfaces today is rare. Extremely rare. This 1,934 wheat penny without a mint mark came from the Philadelphia Mint. Back then, Philadelphia didn't stamp a mint mark on cents. That blank space under the date tells you where it was born. And coins from that Depression-era Philadelphia production carry something powerful: history under pressure. Look at the design. Abraham Lincoln on the front. Strong, calm, steady, during one of the hardest economic periods in U.S. history. That image symbolized leadership and endurance. On the reverse, the two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent. Those wheat lines are everything. Collectors look closely at the sharpness, the separation, the depth. Even in almost old fine condition, if the wheat lines are still visible and structured, collectors pay attention. Now let's talk about what makes this specific coin special. The original black rust, small spots on the front and back. Most people panic when they see dark spots. They think damage. But experienced collectors look deeper. If those spots are natural oxidation from age and not harsh corrosion, they prove originality. They prove the coin has not been cleaned or altered. That matters. Original surfaces are power in this market. This coin weighs 3.11 grams. It measures 19 millimeters across. Thickness is about 1.52 millimeters. It is made of 95% copper, blended with tin and zinc. That high copper content reacts over decades, forming darker brown tones and sometimes small black oxidation spots. That is chemistry. That is time. That is authenticity. And I need to say this clearly: never clean this coin. Do not scrub those spots. Do not dip it. Do not polish it. The moment you try to make it shiny, you destroy the quiet wealth inside it. Cleaned coins lose trust. And in this market, trust equals money. Almost old fine condition from 1934 is not easy to find. During the Depression, pennies were workhorses. They were used daily. They were not carefully stored. So when one survives with readable date, visible wheat stalk detail, and original surfaces, even with small black spots, collectors take it seriously. Real auction behavior around coins like this is intense but quiet. It's not loud and flashy. It's silent nods. Quick paddles raised. Aggressive bidding that jumps thousands at a time. Collectors are fighting for it because supply keeps shrinking. Most examples are locked away in long-term collections. Owners are holding, not selling. Demand is rising. New collectors are entering the market. Depression-era coins carry emotional weight. They represent resilience, survival, American history under pressure. That story adds value. That story drives competition. And now, let's talk about what turns this small copper coin into serious money. The current market value for a 1934 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, in almost old fine condition with original black rust small spots and natural surfaces, is around $170,000. This is not fiction. This is real auction-level pricing. This is hidden wealth. This is a silent fortune sitting in a 1-cent coin, worth serious money. This coin is a treasure. If you have this coin, you're holding a fortune. And most people are accidentally losing it, spending it, ignoring it, tossing it back into circulation without even checking the date. Do not spend this coin. I'm warning you again. Check every 1934 penny. Look under the date for a mint mark. If there is none, pay attention. Examine the color. Look at the wheat lines. Look at the surfaces. Original toning matters more than shine. Professional grading is critical. A certified holder protects value and confirms authenticity. Raw coins get doubted. Graded coins command respect and higher bids. That small decision can mean the difference between average money and life-changing wealth. Patience is golden. The biggest mistake collectors make is rushing to sell or trying to improve the coin. Leave it as it is. Preserve it. Store it properly. Let demand keep rising while supply keeps shrinking. This 1934 penny proves something powerful. Hidden treasure coins are still out there. They are hiding in circulation, in jars, in old family boxes, in inherited collections. People are spending them every day because they don't know what they're holding. 3 coins, 3 silent fortunes, and each one more dangerous to ignore than the last. If this shocked you, imagine what else is still out there. Because trust me, there are even rarer pennies that collectors are fighting over right now, and most people have no idea they exist.